Hey, what's going on, guys? And on today's episode, we'll be building a 1 second closer SKX. And what you're going to need for this build is this Radico, some finger cuts, so you just don't get the dial and the crystal dirty from your oily hands, a blower, some hand setting tools, a file, some snippers for the crown, guy's heavy, crystal press, some tweezers. Got these from Esslinger. They're really awesome. A cleaning cloth, case back removal, and I guess screwdriver and one of these spring bar tools. So let's get into it. Get ready for the build. Alright, first things first, guys, we're going to change the day wheel on this because this is for a 3 o'clock crown. This is an NH36. So what you want to do is remove that C-clip right there, and what you're going to need is a flathead screwdriver, this little guy right here, and then some tweezers. Just be very careful because you might lose that C-clip. So what I could do is hold my finger here just in case if it moves. There. And once it's off, I like to use some Radico to pick up the C-clip. And then what I like to do is use the Radico to move this back. If not, you can also use the flathead screwdriver. Just be very careful. And what you want to do is take the new day wheel, pop it on, and you'll feel the tension on it when it's in place. I purchased this day wheel from one of my friends because he had a bunch of them. But if you can't find one, you can also get one on eBay. Once the day wheel is installed, you can reinstall the C-clip. Just be very careful not to lose it. Like so. I can pick it up. Push it onto the post like so, and then push down to lock it in place. Once you hear that click, you know it's in place. So there we go, the day wheel is now installed. Perfect. Now that the day wheel is installed, we're going to install the dial. This is an SKX 007J dial. So it has dial feet, so I'll line up the dial feet with the movement. Push down. So next up, I like to turn the crown so the date wheel will change, so I know it exactly at 12 o'clock. So once it changes over, leave it right there. Just make sure it's all the way out so it doesn't move. And then onto the handset. I will be using a Seiko golden turtle dial, if it'll focus. Minute hand, here's the part number. Hour hand. Seconds hand. Let's install the hand, guys. First up is the hour hand. Just be very careful. Make sure it's lined up, and then push down. Just don't push down too far because it could hit the dial. Next up is the hour hand, the minute hand. Put the second over there. Next up is the seconds hand. Now that the seconds hand is installed, give it a good wind to make sure that it moves. There we go, it's taken away, guys. Next up is installing, or putting the case together. Now let's put the movement to the side. And then we're going to bring out the case. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to install the crystal. So what you're going to need is to install the chapter ring. This chapter ring does have a little notch right there, so you can just put it right in and set it in place, like so. And what I like to do is, just in case, I like to do this to make sure there's no fingerprints on it. And just double check from the bottom that the notch is in. What I like to do is just, for this part, I like to put the case back on. And then I'm going to be using the original Seiko crystal gasket. Now let's pop that bad boy into place, like so. And then I'm going to use my Seiko crystal press. It's right here. So what I like to do is I like to put this down so I don't scratch the bottom of the case, since the dies are metal. So I like to make sure I get the right die out. I have a full set. Now let's get the crystal out. And for this part, I do like to wear my finger cots. I'm using a Crystal Times. This is the vintage style crystal with clear AR. There it is. It's gonna look cool on my case here. So what I like to do is just to firmly put it on just so that it doesn't move. And then install the crystal like so underneath there. Move this out of the way so I get in there. Yep. And then just push down. Now the crystal should be installed. Check out that distortion, guys. Awesome. Next up is to install the bezel. So you're going to get the click spring out. Put the click spring on in the holes right there. And then put the bezel on. And then I changed the die for a die that'll fit perfectly around the bezel. And then all you gotta do is push down. You should hear a click. And the bezel should be installed now. Perfect. Next up, I'm going to cut the crown to fit into the case. What I like to do is I like to take the original or a crown that has one installed and then match it up so you know where to exactly to cut. So take your snippers and then cut them. And then you take your file and file it down a little bit. And then since this already has threads, you can just thread it back into the crown. As you can see, match up the crowns to make sure that they're both the same length. looks good. Next up is to install the movement into the case. So what I like to do is, before I put the movement in, I like to clean the dial, just in case there's any debris. So what I like to use is my Radico, and then just go over any spots that you see dust or dirt. And then the same thing goes for on the underside of the crystal. Use the blower to blow out any dirt, dust, debris. And then you can put together the movement and case together. There you go. Now it's in place. Now we can put the case back on. Just hand tighten it for now. Next up is to install the bezel insert. This is a ceramic bezel insert, a loom ceramic bezel insert from DLW watches. So what you're going to do is you're going to need one of these 3M. They usually come with the bezel inserts when you order them. So I really like these. They work great. So you want to remove that, and then you can remove the center portion like so. And then you can put it onto the watch. Just be careful. What I like to do is take one of these screwdrivers or a flathead and just go around and make sure it's even all the way around. And then you just peel up that piece there, and you can see right there that the silicone is now, or the double-sided tape is now on there. So what you do is take your insert and make sure that everything is lined up before you drop it in place. Just be careful. And then drop it into place. Go all the way around. And there we are, guys. Now I'm going to put a strap on it. I'm going to use one of these watch steward straps. This is the black hardware. You can run any strap you would like on here. But I'm going to choose this one for now. I don't really have any gold accent hardware, but I'm going to get some for this case. Let's put that on. Put the other one on. Check that out, guys. We finally completed this watch. It looks incredible. I think that crystal makes it. Put on the wrist for you guys. Let me get on the other side. There you go. It looks awesome, guys. This came out amazing. I really like the crystal, and I also like the chaptering, how it's the same color as the case, and I also like the bezel insert. This watch is incredible. And here is a loom shot for you guys at the end of my video. I always like to do a loom shot for you guys. Show you how the loom looks. Classic Lunar Bright. And then the insert is from DLW watches. So it does kind of match up perfectly. Really like that dial distortion. We finally put together a watch, guys. I know you guys have been hawking me to make one of these videos. Yeah, I'll be doing a lot more coming up. I have a few more watches going to be coming in that I purchased, so I'll be sharing with you guys. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Hit the little bell icon to be notified of my next video. And if you're not following me on my Instagram is the Timekeeper IG. You can DM me any questions. You can even email me. I have my email on there. Alright, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. See you in the next video.